I had a normal life, nothing fancy, but not a total mess either. I rented a small studio on the second floor and worked freelance. Some days it was design, other days it was video editing. When I got lucky, I'd land a gig building NFT landing pages. Yeah, that was the thing for a while. I'd wake up around noon, eat cereal, work a bit, play some games, sleep, repeat. Pretty uneventful. Sometimes my mom would drop off bags of groceries. And no, that's not weird. She had a spare key, so she'd just swing by, leave stuff in the kitchen and bounce. Kind of her way of caring. And hey, I wasn't complaining. Life was dripping by, like a leaky faucet. Until one day I went outside to take out the trash. And there she was, the girl from the first floor. I'd seen her around before. Cute. Walked one of those tiny Yorkie-type dogs. Suddenly, the dog bolts straight into the bike lane, and a delivery guy on an e-bike is flying toward it at full speed. I don't even remember how I moved so fast. I just jumped and grabbed the little guy, like right before the wheel hit. The courier yelled something like, "Hey, watch your dog," and sped off. So, there I was, holding this shaking ball of fur, and she just gasped, oh my God, you saved his life." I got all awkward and said, "Hey, I just didn't want to witness a tragedy." And that's how we met. The next day, she knocked on my door. Rachel, that's what she said her name was, holding a thermos and a little bag of cookies. And from that moment on, sunshine started creeping into my cave. At first, I thought she was just a cool neighbor, but it turned out this was the beginning of the most awkward and important story of my life. Over time, things just kinda settled into a rhythm. We had our routine, not exactly like full-on living together, but it felt cozy. I'd bring her coffee. Well, when I remembered, she'd remind me to take out the trash. We'd binge shows I'd never watch alone, but with her, they just hit different. She was crashing at my place more than at her own. Sometimes I'd even think like, does she even need her apartment? But I didn't really question it too much. It worked for me. She liked being around me. I was that guy, the funny one, the chill one, the let's just hang out and forget the world kind of guy. And I liked that role until she started asking questions. Not directly, not right away. It started small. "Hey, have you noticed the faucets leaking again?" Or, "We should probably get groceries. Kinda tired of ordering pizza every night?" I'd nod, say, "Yeah, totally." But in my head, I was like, here we go. I didn't want to deal with problems. I wanted things to stay light, like they were in the beginning, when she'd laugh at my dumb memes and be genuinely impressed I could make pancakes from scratch. Then it got a bit more serious. She told me her friend was getting married, and it'd mean a lot if we went together. And suddenly I just didn't want to go. Couldn't even explain why. It felt weird, grown up, like I didn't belong in that world. One night, while she was packing up her makeup, she said, "Do I always have to be a guest in your life? You're great, really, but it's like you don't have any direction." And that hit. Because yeah, I didn't have a plan. Not for life, not for us. But I never said I did, right? I didn't promise anything. I just wanted things to feel good. No heavy talks. No, what comes next? But I guess that wasn't enough for her anymore. Her eyes had that quiet frustration. Not angry, just tired. She started talking less. I started checking my phone more when she was around. Stopped cracking jokes. Or maybe cracked more of them out of nervous energy. Because I could feel it. The "we need to talk" moment was coming. And then one night, she just said it. "I need to know where this is going. I don't want to float in nothingness." I froze, like a deer in headlights. My brain was blank. No good answers. Nothing. I mean, do I look like someone who knows where he's going? I barely know what I want to do in 6 months. And she wants clarity, stability. All I've got is a PlayStation, some anxiety, and a bunch of memes in my head. I muttered something like, I haven't really thought about it. She nodded, calmly, no drama. And honestly, that calm? It was scarier than any fight, because I think she already knew her answer. I just didn't know mine yet. She didn't leave all at once. No dramatic exit. No slamming doors. No ultimatums with packed bags in the hallway. It was a slow fade. At first, she just stopped texting me first. Then she started spending more time at her place. Then came the, I've got stuff to do excuses. And one day I woke up, checked my messages, and there was just silence. I figured, okay, she needs space. She's cooling off. I just need to wait it out. Eventually, I caved and sent a text. Hey, how are you? She replied a couple hours later. Short, cold, but not mean. I'm tired. I can't be the only adult in this relationship. That's when it hit me. This was serious. We met up at a coffee shop. My idea. She agreed, but the second she walked in, I could tell. This wasn't a let's fix things kind of talk. This was a let's end it like adults talk. She sat down across from me, calm, worn out, almost too calm. And I felt this stupid wave of resentment, like, why aren't you fighting for this? Weren't we good together? Then she said quietly, it's not that you don't know what you want. That doesn't scare me. What scares me is that you don't even care. Not about yourself. Not about where you'll be in 5 years. Not about how you live, what you eat. You can't even go to bed at a decent hour. And not because of work, but because you just don't know how to take care of yourself. I wanted to say, come on, you're exaggerating. But she kept going. I liked being with you. I really did, until I realized I was carrying both of us, making the decisions, lifting us up. I thought you were just lost, but now I think you've just gotten used to someone always cleaning up after you. It hit like a slap, not because she yelled, not because she was angry. She was just laying it out, plain and honest, and I felt small. She paid for her own coffee, got up, no goodbye, just a nod, and left. I sat there, sipping a lukewarm cappuccino, feeling like the guy who just got told he's not actually a grown-up. And the worst part? I couldn't even feel sorry for myself properly, because deep down it wasn't she dumped me. It was more like, what if she's right? After she left, I didn't do anything for a couple of days, just laid there. It was this weird, numb feeling, like someone yanked the battery out of me, and I was just lying there like, okay, now what? I mean, yeah, I knew she was gone, but not really, not fully. Mostly, I was pissed off. At her, at myself, at life. Like, seriously? It wasn't that bad, was it? Why break up over this? Why not just, I don't know, hang in there? Then, out of nowhere, I started wondering, what if it's actually me? Like, really me? I started Googling stuff, looking for advice, anything that would explain what was going on. I stumbled across this article about emotionally immature men. I closed it right away, like, nah, not me. But something about it stuck. Something clicked. A couple of days later, I don't even know why, I booked a session with a therapist. Online, just because no one would see me, and I could always just log off if it got weird. So I'm sitting there and she says, tell me what's going on. And I go, I don't know. I feel like I have no idea how adult life actually works. Like, everyone else got a manual and I didn't. How do you be independent? I don't think I'm dumb, but everything's falling apart. I try, but people just think I'm lazy. She didn't laugh, didn't interrupt, just listened. Then she goes, "That's not laziness. That could be fear of responsibility." And I'm like, yeah, maybe. I keep thinking real life is just gonna start someday, you know? Like one day it'll just happen. And she says, "And who exactly do you think is going to bring it to you?" I had nothing. No answer. She kept talking, said something like, "As long as you're just coasting, you're not really living." Took me a while to get it, but this one thought got stuck in my head. Waiting for life to just begin somehow. And then I remembered how my mom always used to say, "Well, he's still just a kid." I used to think that was kind of sweet. But now I wonder, maybe that was part of the problem? I'm not gonna lie and say it all made sense right away, but that one conversation, it kind of shook me awake, like just a little. And for the first time I thought, maybe I should actually start doing something, even if I'm scared, even if I have zero idea where to start. I wouldn't say I really liked seeing the therapist. She was calm, a little over 40, spoke clearly, no baby talk. And she didn't even say anything groundbreaking, but something hit home. She didn't interrupt me for a while, just listened while I complained about how nothing made sense, what I should be doing, where to go, how to become someone people respect. Like, I'm trying, but it still feels like I'm not a real adult. Like, I'm just pretending to live. Everyone else seems to have it figured out. Studies, work, relationships, cars, mortgages. And I'm just waking up at 11 with no clue what to do next. At one point, she calmly says, "You never had the experience of taking responsibility. No one taught you. Maybe when you were a kid, everything was decided for you. And now you're unconsciously waiting for someone to do it again. That's normal. But as you get older, that pattern starts to hold you back." Then she told me this one metaphor. Something like, growing up isn't an event, it's a process. Like you're always standing in front of a closed door, and no one's going to open it but you. But you're thinking, maybe not now. Maybe I'm not ready yet. Maybe someone will tell me when it's time. But the thing is, you're never going to feel ready, and no one's going to say it's time. Because being an adult isn't about being confident or knowing everything in advance. It's about trying, messing up, and continuing despite the fear. I was sitting there thinking, damn, this is me. I really am just waiting for someone, my mom, my girlfriend, a boss, the neighbor, to show up and go, "Okay, now you're an adult. Here's your map. Here's your route." And I'm just not deciding anything. At most, I just put stuff off. She also said that being immature isn't a diagnosis or a life sentence. It's just a way of living when you don't believe you can handle things, when no one ever taught you that you actually can. And growing up, that also means learning to tolerate discomfort and owning the consequences, even if everything's messy at first. That, honestly, was the hardest part. That whole learning to tolerate discomfort thing. Because yeah, I've always done whatever made things easier for me, or just waited for someone else to fix it. And now what? I'm supposed to figure it all out myself? I didn't walk away from that session feeling enlightened or anything. More like, someone handed me a mirror and said, "Look, this is you. Just like this. But you're not stuck. You're just standing still. You can move forward." Sounds cliche, I know. But it hit me. It's been about 6 months now. I'm not seeing Rachel anymore. I mean, not at all. She moved away. She wrote me that everything's good. She's settled in, has a job. I recently found out she's pregnant. Not by me, thank God. Because honestly, I'm still nowhere near ready to be a dad. I pour cereal and milk into a mug in the morning because I ran out of clean bowls. I need to learn how to feed myself regularly first, let alone a kid. Sometimes I wonder, if I'd acted differently back then, would anything have changed? Maybe, but probably not. I would have messed it up anyway, just a bit later. Now I see the same therapist every couple of weeks. Sometimes it feels like just an expensive way to talk about myself, but at least I've started actually listening to the things I say, noticing those moments when I want to dodge, deflect, run. Right now, I'm an adult only on paper, by ID, but sometimes, just sometimes, I do something that's not totally childish, like choosing the harder way, or not waiting for someone to come save me. It's not a victory, but it's not quite a failure either. And yeah, now at least I know. Being an adult doesn't mean knowing everything or having it all together. It means not running when things get scary, or at least not running too far. So that's where I'm at. With my mug of cereal, no girlfriend, a therapist, and this weird feeling that maybe, just maybe, I've still got time to grow up. Just a bit. No rush. Adulthood isn't a sprint. It's more like moving a couch by yourself. Slow, awkward, along the wall, but it moves. Eventually.